Hi, everyone. I'm Justin Chesbrough, the director of Beyond Textbooks, and I'm joined by my friend Dana Mills, who is the principal school leader at Havasu Prep Academy up in Lake Havasu. Good morning, Dana. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing very well. Thanks again for joining. I appreciate it. The goal of this series, Dana, as we shared, is just to highlight other successful beyond textbook schools and give us some insight kind of into what you're doing and learn a little bit more. So thanks again for carving out some time to talk a little bit this morning. I appreciate it. First question, Dana, is just tell us generally a little bit about your school and your community up in Lake Havasu.
So we are a small little school in the heart of Lake Havasu. We are a public charter school with about 210 students. We serve scholars in grades kindergarten through 8th, and we are kind of like a family. We know everybody. They come in, parents come in, we already know who they are. We know all the siblings and everything. We're just that small little school with the big heart.
I love it. Big family. I like how you called your students scholars. I like that. It's good stuff. How would you say Beyond Textbooks is being implemented across your campus, Dana?
Well, so BT is our #1 go-to. So teachers know we kind of have some non-negotiables when it comes to BT and lesson planning. And #1, you open up BT and you go to your curriculum calendar. You look at what BT has on the calendar. And then if you're in math or ELA, you are just unwrapped document. And I don't know a single teacher that we have or any other teacher that I talked to that have wouldn't want to do that. I mean, it just is full of information, and that's where we start when we're implementing. We use it with Fidelity. You know, that's our #1. That's our go-to. And it really helps our teachers to all be in alignment, not only within, we have a few classes at the same level, but making sure that when we send our kids off, they are where they need to be for the next school year.
Awesome. Thank you for the focus on BT. We were talking before we started filming this about a brand new teacher that you just got on your campus, and you said pre-BT might have been a little confusing in terms of what's been taught and where are we going. And with BT and the roadmap and the curriculum calendars, that teacher essentially picked up right where the other teacher had left off. I love that story. Thanks for sharing that, Dana. So let me see the third question. You know, your school has always done really well since we first partnered. You've always been an A school. What would you attribute your success to, Dana, at Havasu Prep?
Well, I'd say my #1 is my teachers. I have a very dedicated staff to our students, to our school, and without them, we would not be in. They hold high expectations for all our students. And when we go back to learning about BT, we get all our arrows facing in the same direction. And that has been a tremendous help. We also focus on the whole child. There's this year, last year, the end of the year before, the social emotional learning has been huge. And so we do have a full-time school counselor that's here to work with our, but keeping our expectations high during this, you know, that's been hard because our kids aren't where we're used to them being, but we still hold those high expectations.
I love it. A couple of takeaways: setting high expectations for kids, focusing on the social emotional learning, and then you referenced the infamous slide arrows, just in terms of keeping those arrows moving in the same direction. I love it. Good stuff, Dana. I have no doubt that people watching this right now is longtime veterans of BT, as well as folks who are in their first year of implementation. Your school has been a partner for several years now. What advice would you give to other Beyond Textbooks partners, just in terms of BT implementation?
Do it. Just do it. No, my advice is, you know, you have to have your teachers on board, right? If your teachers don't believe in it, it's going to fail. But you also have to have your administration on board, and just being a part of that. So we ago and came up with our BT, our non-negotiables, and it was with me and teachers, and then sharing that out with the teachers. I think it's important at the beginning of every year and then throughout the year when teachers need help is going over how to use BT because it is such a fabulous resource. But you could also get lost in there trying to decide what to do. Um, it's very important that we go over training. Um, I like it to come from other teachers. So we sat down as a group and we shared our tips and tricks um, and I think everybody learned something new at the beginning of this year, even though we've been using it for a few years, and just showing how we implement it and get that unwrapped document, go to your calendar is very, very important. But also, you don't lose your element as a teacher. You get to decide as an educator, your class, and this class is different than the last class you had. And so you may need a different activity, not that one you've gone to every single year. You may need a different level of reading. And so BT really helps us and let still be the teacher and not being told exactly what to do.
And it sounds like you really believe in just the power of collaboration. You believe in shared leadership. I love the fact that you're coming together with your team and creating those non-negotiables together, and you're still learning even after several years of BT. So really good advice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Last question for you, Dana. We often talk about the 4 characteristics that separate the really great schools, maybe from the not so great schools. The 4 areas being, leadership is number 1. Quality teachers, number 2. Number 3 is just a culture of belief that no matter where our kids are coming from, that we believe that they can learn. And then number 4 is just having a system for teaching and learning, which essentially is BT. So again, leadership, teachers, culture of belief, and system for teaching and learning. Can you speak to any of those or thoughts on kind of those 4 characteristics? What thoughts do you have there, Dina?
Those line exactly with us and that's why this partnership with BT is perfect. We believe that all students can learn and they deserve a quality education. And so we're a college prep school. And so some families think, oh gosh, my child is behind, they need some help. Perfect. They deserve this quality education. And we're here for all the kids to show them that they can learn and that we're going to give them everything they learn. I would say for other schools, it's the whole bundle together. It's not a pyramid. It's everything working together to make it work.
Somebody asked me the other day, Dana, what's the secret sauce of our district or of other schools or BT? And you just shared some of the secret sauce there in our conversation today. So I appreciate your insight. I appreciate the hard work that the amazing work that your school is doing. We really love working with your school. So thanks for sharing just some of your thoughts through this process, Dana. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we're so happy to have you. And I would also like to add that during COVID, when everyone got sent home, my teachers didn't have to try to figure out how to get here and we didn't have to get textbooks out to get all this stuff. We had everything we needed. And you guys did a wonderful job in making it easy to put it. We use Google Classroom and just being able to get it all out there without extra work on the teachers. And that was a huge help.
Thank you, Dana. So you're seeing BT work during normal times and also in challenging, crazy times as well. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, Dana, it was good to see you again, and thanks for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.